are.
All right, so this is our second full session. So this is after character creation. We did a mission last time. Um, let's talk as I said to you guys on the email. I want to talk about how money gets made. Um, and did we lose somebody or did we gain somebody there? Looks like we lost
Checking
Matt.
tags. Looks like Matt.
Okay, okay. So we'll give him a second to get back. Um, Uh, let's look at the cyberware stuff here. While I'm doing that, I'm going to check that. Okay, getting Chrome, two-step process. Have to find hardware. Go to find it. Expensive, fair price will be high. Yeah. So certainly we can, during the opening part, Fabian, we can have you hit the street to try and get the cyberware, and we can go through that process.
Okay.
Okay. So as I was saying, so the process is, and the thing I kind of missed, I had done it when I played the one session I did, and I had forgotten this. When you go to take a job, once you've gotten the basics of the job, you guys will stake credits from your supply, and you can stake 1, 2, or 3 credits, and however much you stake is how much you're going to get paid. So if you stake 3 credits and you succeed, you're going to get 3 credits back, and you're going to get an additional 3. If you guys in the opening setup opt to get paid well, then you're going to get 3 times as opposed to doubled. And that's also affected by the end when you go to get paid, whether you're going to get paid all the money that you're owed. And so we'll come back to that. The other thing I want to mention about that staking credits, if you stake 3 credits, that means you're investing a lot of time and noise, and it will make one of the clocks go up. So for each person that stakes 3 credits, the mission clock or the leg clock will go up. Legwork clock will go up by 1. So one of the other things I want to mention is that at the end of the session, what you're going to do, and we're going to kind of retcon and go back since this is a little mechanic from the end, is everybody is going to get a link with one of your fellow operatives. So, for example, Scott, you would pick one of the other characters that you think you learned something about how they worked, how they operated, what their style was, for good or ill, and you will either start a links with them at 1, or you'll add 1 to your existing links with them. And you're going to do that at the end of each mission. You're going to add on those things. And when you hit 4, that's going to get reset, and we'll talk about what happens at that point. So, Scott, who do you think that you, Trace, learned something about in that last mission?
Oh. Let's see here. I'll say that I learned that that Xavier doesn't like to kill people unless it's apparently absolutely necessary.
Okay. All right. So you can add +1 to your link with Xavier.
Well, it seems like something that I could explore. I mean, that's very interesting.
Okay. And then what about you, Ringo? What did you learn? Who did you learn about?
Ben, what's your character's name?
Rake.
Rake, as in
Like
R-A-K-E.
rake you,
Yep.
rake you
A
over the
rogue?
coals, yeah.
Okay, Rake. That Rake guy, he's got some gumption. When he got the drop on those Utani people, he kind of impressed me a little bit by facing down those guns to get the job done.
Awesome. So you're going to go ahead and add a new link of one with Rake. Rake, what about you? Who did you learn something about, do you think, in the course of that mission?
So I think I was impressed with the way Trace, operated and like his style, and I was looking into his background, I guess, and yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So you on your character sheet, you'll add another link at one with Trace. And then Daddy Bye Bye.
What Daddy Bye Bye would have learned through careful observation is that while Ringo may see himself as this stoic, hard man, he's actually got a psychological profile that makes him quite susceptible to subtle information manipulation tactics.
That is certainly true. So you can. I don't think. Do you have a link? You do already have one with Ringo, so you'll
Yes.
raise that up to a 2. Now, a couple other minor things. Make sure you record your cred that you got. And if you had any intel or gear from the mission, go ahead and clear those, because that'll go away, because it's stuff that you got for that mission that wasn't used in the course of it. Okay? So I noticed a couple of you have those recorded on your sheet, so you'll want to clear those out.
A question there, mechanically.
Sure.
If you use cred to get gear, is that for that mission only?
Generally, it's stuff that you can hang on to, depending on what you pay for it. So if you say, "Hey, Lowell, I want to go and get a particular piece of gear, and I'm going to spend 4 cred on it as backup for this mission," you hit the street and do that, and yes, it'll be part of your gear permanently.
Okay.
But anything that you have written as that abstract gear, and then you use that point to get something in the course of a mission, that's stuff that's sort of one and done.
Mhm. Gotcha.
How much did we get cred-wise last?
So you would have gotten 4 additional cred on top of whatever you started with and hadn't spent. Now, Scott, one of the things I want to say is, so we talked about your computer and your programs,
Uh-huh.
and I was kind of going through and checking on that. You do need to pick out, and you'll have set what your deck and your programs are. You don't swap those out between missions. You actually, if you want additional programs, you have to go in and get those. That's what I discovered when I was looking through at some of the costs for bad stuff happening to your decks.
Okay.
Okay, and it's just a minor thing, and that's an easy thing that you can do. I've seen you can go in your downtime and you can spend cred to get more programs. I'm assuming that's a standard thing, since there's not a move to get additional ones. Does that seem cool?
Yep.
Okay. So Fabian, you had a. Did you have a question, or did I answer it with the whole thing about the cyberware?
You did answer it to some extent, but I would like to pursue getting some cyberware done. So when you have a chance.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to go around and let's check in with each of you and see what you are doing in your downtime. Does that seem cool? Okay, let's start with you, Fabian. So, what is it that you are looking for? What piece of cyberware are you trying to get?
Essentially, what I am wanting to get is synthetic nerves.
Synthetic nerves.
and the rationalization or the thought process behind this is twofold. One, he, in his subconscious, he kind of realizes that he's broken in a way, and he doesn't quite know where to go with that. And from his previous persona as the corpse soldier, he is remembering that I was going to get an operation to get this fixed, to fix my shaky nerves and the PTSD syndrome symptoms rather. In his own mind, in his mythology kind of thing, he's created this backstory that, like, fitting in with the Old West is like, I'm not quick enough on the draw, and I heard about this doctor. He can make me quicker so I can get the jump on the bad guys, kind of thought.
Sure.
So that's why he's pursuing it.
Okay. So synthetic nerves will cost you 8 credits base before we go to the hit the street, because it's a pretty advanced piece of cyberware. Mm-hmm. So who's your contact? Who do you go to?
Well, the first person I might pursue is trying to run with my link with Rake, since I've heard that he's involved in that. So I would like to use that link to go to give me a +1 moving forward with the contact roll, if I could.
Okay. So let's do that conversation then. Tell me what you go. Rake, Ringo, the crazy cowboy, calls you up after the mission.
Okay.
Rake.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, but I could be better.
Oh, tell 'em.
I'm a little embarrassed by this, but I've seen some of those cowboys out there move quicker than I couldn't even follow, and I think that I need some help to be able to keep up with them varmints. So I'm looking to get some of those synthetic or nervy things.
Oh, well, you come to the right person. I've done a number of those in my time.
Oh, all right. So you like give me a shot, or you like get the old saw out? How does this work, and how much coin is this going to cost me here?
It cost me a pretty penny just to get the material, and it's a pretty standard procedure. And it's well understood how it's done. Basically, you go through a spinal regrafting and put you under. It's just like taking a nap, and when you wake up, you got some new nerves.
All right. So can you point me in the right direction to get this thing going there then?
Yeah, sure. I need to see and see where I can try to get the best deal for you. But it'll probably run around, I think, 8 creds or so, I think.
Well, I got about that, yeah.
All right, then.
So let me ask a question. Who is doing the hit the street? Is it going to be you, Ben? Or are you going to give Fabian a name and have him go and talk to the person?
What is this? What does hit the streets fall under?
I think you have to find the parts,
style.
I guess. So,
Yeah, you hit the street, and it's style to make those arrangements.
I guess.
So I can do the operation, but you got to find the nerves. Is that what I'm?
Yeah, but you can. So yeah, and certain.
No, I just want to understand the game more. Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay.
Because the having the ability to install the cybernetics is a how do I put this? Is a little bit different from the usual procedures. Mm-hmm. Tell me the name of the person that you direct Ringo to.
Do I have a
You're making up a contact. That's exactly what we're doing. Yep.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you a name, or do you have a name?
He's gonna be called Arlo Sanchez.
Okay, so you can go ahead and put that on your sheet
Sure.
under contacts. So Arlo Sanchez, he is a fixer who gets cyberware.
Yep.
And so you'll get that contact info and get those directions, Ringo.
Okay. So with his referral, can I get a +1 moving forward on the hit the streets roll?
Okay, Ben, why don't you roll your links with Ringo if you want to help him out?
Okay, I don't have a plus. I just roll, right? Is that how do I?
Yeah, if you don't have any links with him, then you're just going to roll with 0.
Okay, so let me just go to the chat window. Roll 2d6, right?
Yep.
6.
All right. So you go to see this guy, Arlo, Ringo, and he's like, he hears Rake's name. He doesn't really react. He's like, all right. So what is it you want?
I'm told I have this piece of paper that I had Rake fill out with what I'm needing and what I should be looking for here. I need some of this, and I heard you can help me.
It's going to cost you.
So I heard.
See him look over the papers. He kind of does that negotiation a little bit with you. Why don't you go ahead and roll style for me?
No moving forward on it?
No, because he failed.
8.
All right. So he says to you, "Yeah, I can get that for you. It is, but you now need to pick, Fabian, 2 of the choices from the hit the street thing. It's going to cost you extra. It's going to take time to put together. It's going to attract unwanted attention, complications, or consequences. Or your contact needs you to help them with something. If you turn them down, you get a -1 ongoing on hitting the street until you make it right. What are the 2 that you want?"
Okay. I'm going to request. It costs a little extra. Is going to be. That means that does that double the cost?
No, it won't double the cost.
I don't have too much more than that, so that's probably not a good option. How about he wants me to help him out with something, and the request generates some unwanted attention, complication, or consequences.
Okay. Says, sure. I can do that for you for 8. I can get that stuff for you. You got a guy that's going to do the install for you? Is that Rake that's going to do that?
Yeah, but I'm a little unclear. Just from my perspective, should I be paying him 6, or should this cost me? It should cost 8 for that and the installation, right?
Oh God, no, that's just the stuff. Installation's separate.
Oh. All right. I guess.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You guess?
I got the money.
Okay. Yeah. So, you look like you pack. Is that my sense? You're getting the synth nerves, all that. You look like you're A guy who does things?
I can take care of myself and another person if I need to.
Good. Awesome. I need you to kill my ex-wife.
Why? What'd she do?
It's my ex-wife. We're going through divorce stuff right now. It's going into hyper mode, and I need to get that taken care of before it goes up to the procedural courts.
I'm sorry. You got the wrong guy. I don't kill people unless they need killing. And she ain't done no wrong as far as I can tell.
Well, I told you my terms, cowboy.
Well, looks like me and my money gotta take a walk. Have a good one. Sorry I couldn't help you.
All right. So, Rake, tell me what you are up to in your downtime.
He's been looking at some, looking at his account and thinking about some new cyberware, and he's, just had customers come in with all, is people of means, and so he's thinking maybe now that he's starting to hang out with some kind of dangerous people, that maybe a something like dermal plating might be interesting.
Sure. Do you wanna go to Arlo to see about getting dermal plating from him?
Do I have a sense of, maybe from my business and stuff, I kind of have a sense of how expensive it is, right? Do you know what?
That is at least 8 credits before you pay the materials for the installation.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of expensive.
Oh, yeah.
What about a targeting computer?
Targeting computer? Let me see here.
Neural interface with targeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. What kind of cyberware do you currently have?
I've got neural interface data storage and a cyber arm.
Okay.
You also have jacks for your drones, right?
Yeah, so you want to add a targeting suite to your neural interface is what you want?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little easier. That's gonna be probably more like 6 cred.
Sort of targeting the hands users understand. That's just for the equipment, or?
Yeah, that's for getting the stuff, the cyberware stuff. Because cyberware is not cheap.
Right.
The stuff that you have, that's why everybody has owed or wanted for the cyberware that they currently have.
Right. So maybe I should wait until I get enough resources to both have the thing and install it. Although, yeah, that's probably a smarter thing to do. So I think maybe I'll just hang off right now.
Okay, that seems fine. That seems good. Let's come to you, Scott. What is Trace doing in his downtime?
Probably would like to improve one of the statistics on my cyber deck. But I don't see how much. I'm trying to find the hitting the streets. That's what it is. Moving?
That's a move for getting stuff. Let me look and see here. So raising the stats, that's a pretty big thing. Programs are going to be cheaper, but raising the stats on your deck is going to be kind of pricey.
Yeah. I'm trying to read up on the. So if I get additional programs, then I can swap them out because it's.
Yeah, yeah. And in fact, let's say that you get hit and one of your programs gets burnt out. Then if you have another program, you can swap that in right away. You can even have duplicate copies in case you want to have a backup copy.
Okay, so how much for programs for?
So program's probably going to be about run you 3 or 4 cred, depending.
What chapter are you looking at, Scott?
What's that?
What chapter are you looking at? What are the things you?
He's doing his hacker stuff on. He buys programs for his cyber deck.
Oh.
So what are you thinking about getting, Scott?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, and it looks like you can. The programs actually do the build up on the cyber deck. Is what it looks like there.
Where are you looking for this?
Page 82 with under gear for your hacker. So given that, I'd say any program is probably going to be about 4 cred for a program. Because you're looking for serious cutting edge stuff for yourself.
Let's see. 2 programs. The list below. Okay, so I have right now lockdown and identity protection. Well, I'll look for a good sifting program that will help me research and search for pay data. I'm not sure what search for pay data.
So what pay data is if you go in and you're running around in a thing in a system, you can say, hey, while I'm here, I'm doing well. I want to see if I can sift and find any data that I can go and sell on the open market. So kind of go off the beaten path, maybe potentially endangering the mission, but you might find some stuff that you could get yourself some extra cred for. So that's pretty sweet.
But yes, that's a nice sifting program.
All right, so I assume then that you go to your contact to find this. Who is your contact? Do you have a name, or do you want me to give you a name?
Give me a name.
Okay. I had one here. Just a second. Her name is Eyes Tokai.
How do you spell it?
Eyes.
Okay, it's actually eyes. Okay.
Yep. And then Tokai. Tokai. And she's essentially a person who works constantly going down the streets, picking up code, doing code trades, working deals to get things put together, recruiting young talent to go and reiterate things, finding broken dedicated bioroids to get them to run programs to generate new code kernels and stuff like that. She is perpetually vibrating. That you can tell that she's got synth nerves and some other stuff, but maybe it didn't go in quite right because she is always jittery. No problem once she gets in the net, but her physical body is off. Um, Mixed Asian heritage, hard to tell what cultural background. Long double ponytail going back that's woven together with chips as kind of like decorations on that, and she'll say, "Man, it has been a while, Trace."
Yes, too long. I finally managed to gather enough cred to afford some new programs for my deck, and you're the first.
Yeah. I heard you probably came into some money.
Really?
Yeah, that was
Then I must have-
you on that Wayland Utani job, wasn't it?
I never hack and tell.
All right, fair enough. I know you're Trace, and there's certainly there's people dogs out on the trail. So say no more. And what is it you wanted? What precisely?
A nice sifting program. I need to do some research or earn a little cash on the side.
Got to get yourself a little stash, a little nest egg for when the feds come calling. All right. Let me take a look at what I got. Let's negotiate. Scott, I need you to roll hit the street with style.
Screwed. Let's see. Is there anything you add to this roll? It's just a roll.
It's your style. Your style stat.
That's what I'm afraid of. There it is. I got no forward. Okay.
So that's pretty good. That's a 9.
Yep.
So Scott, you've got a list there for hit the street. It's the same one that Fabian got. It can cost you extra. It can take time. It can attract unwanted attention, complication, or consequences. Or your contact needs you to help them out with something. If you turn them down, you're going to take -1 ongoing.
And I do have a question about that, Lowell.
Sure.
So am I taking -1 ongoing even though I got no benefit from rolling that at all?
No, because you opted not to follow through. You opted not to get the stuff. So
How much more time would it take?
it depends on. I mean, so I would say what we would do with that is you would have to wait another mission before you'd get a hold of it.
Okay, I'll take that.
As one of them. What's your other one?
Let's see. Hold on, I moved off that page, and now I don't. Or oh wait, hold on. I just had it again. Let's see. So right now it's costing me 4 or 3. How much extra?
4 right now.
How much? Oh God! Do I know how much extra are we talking? Oh, you don't. Oh, you have to take that out to find out.
Yep.
Can't take that. Okay, I'll go. Let's see. I'll go with the contact needs me to help them out with something.
So I understand that you've got a tech guy in your team, guy named Rake, right?
Perhaps.
You've worked with him?
I've worked with Rake before.
Can you put a backdoor in his drones?
Which one?
The big one.
The bear?
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
Okay. Done then. All right. You get me the back door for the drone. We'll keep that on the QT between you and I, and I will get you this program put together. Bleeding Edge, Trace. That's what I'm going to get you. It's going to be sweet. It's a Sampat 9000. So you know what that means? That's good stuff. You ready to put that in your deck and have it blow your mind?
I'm ready.
Okay, get you that sifter. You take care of your end. Come back to me. We'll get that to you. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, man. And Daddy Bye-Bye, what is it that you do during this time?
Well, as much as I would like to go shopping,
I know.
I did kill all those creeps that worked for me last time.
Yeah.
So I think I've got to do some recruiting.
Okay. And we already had you spend the money for this, right?
Did we?
I think because you said how much is it going to cost to have those replaced, and you spent that cred off your sheet.
I thought you said that would be something I had to deal with next time.
Okay.
I could be mistaken.
Well, now so
my memory does fail near the end of the game.
Yes. So you've got the gang as your move, but you got to get them replaced.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a hit the street thing for you.
All right.
And I'm going to say that for you, since you're replacing something that's already a move bot for you, it's going to start at 2 cred.
Okay. So I will spend the 2 cred.
Okay. Go ahead and roll hit the street with
That's
style.
style. Okay. So that is a 6-8.
Okay. So when you go to get these people, who is the person, who is the fixer or contact who says, yes, I've got a likely list of candidates for you, I can get you in contact with them? Who is that?
I think that is going to be someone who's very corporate, who does kind of like big data. He's scraping people's social media profiles and DNS entries and whatnot, and building complex psychological models where he's finding the people that have the right susceptibility to both addiction and insane cult-like leaders.
All right. His name is Krupski. That's all he ever gives you. He doesn't give you any other ID, and you're pretty sure it's a fake because he doesn't want to keep his things in any kind of listing. And so you will hit him up, and he's like, used up all those guys already?
They're pretty much disposable.
So that was something job with the Coca-Cola, the arcology there?
They thought so. I just need a distraction.
Yeah, I know. So, have you watched the videos? The ones where they get hit, by the flechettes, and it kind of pops them like a balloon.
Oh yeah, these scooter-bound apes can't get enough of that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's good. So yeah, so I can get you that. But Matt, you have to choose 2 from the hit the street move.
All right, so I bring up that list. Which one here? All right, there we are. So hit the streets is choose 2. It's going to cost me extra. Take some time. Attract unwanted attention.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to say that it will cost me extra.
Okay.
And the contact needs some help.
Okay. So it's going to cost you then an extra credit.
Sure.
And he will say, so I'm hearing that you know that Xavier guy, right? You work with him?
Yeah, he's a we call him a subcontractor, I guess.
Yeah. So, look, I got a problem that is so I need an indulgence from the cyberpope. Minor one, nothing big. But you got to go through lots of layers of red tape these days. So you talk to your buddy Xavier, and you get him to get me an indulgence, and yeah, I can do that for you then.
I don't see a problem. I can be quite persuasive. People like to talk to me. It's one of my core competencies in which I have best practices.
Oh yeah. I know you high value visioneer on these things. So yes, I definitely go. Yeah, you do that, and we're good then.
Oh, consider it done.
Okay.
This is just basic networking.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start to run the mimetic program on it, and we'll get them in.
All right, remember, I want super addicted, super dense, super violent fudge beasts.
Oh yeah. After that last time, I reworked it, and I've got Fat Fuck 3.0, and it's gonna be solid, man. You're gonna get good guys this time.
Outstanding. So, yeah, let me know when you got that, because I'm ready to fire up my new marketing material.
Okay. You talk to Xavier? All right. And he will get those for you right away,
All right.
since you didn't have it take extra time.
Just a quick question, Lowell, if I
Sure.
may.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much do more drones cost?
Well, let's look at...
2 or 4?
Let's see here.
It's 2 for basic, 4 for illegal.
Huh.
For drone.
And I imagine the bear is probably 8, although it wasn't listed.
Yeah, that's cutting edge, military, or extraordinarily expensive gear would be that. Security drone. So yeah, 4 for the small one, 8 for the big one to replace them. Maybe less because they're a thing you bought at the start of the game, so you'd probably have some things to pull.
Oh, can you have... I was curious, could I get more than 2 drones? I was just...
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could buy another drone, but again, at least 4 cred for a small one, for a real basic one, and 8 cred for anything that's high-end.
Complex. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Thanks.
Ben's got visions of pre-ED fire controllers in his mind right now.
Yes. So that takes some time, and as you are working things, Daddy Bye-Bye, you will get a call from one of your fixer intermediaries, one of the people who helps arrange jobs for you. And this guy's name is Talwar, and his name is Talwar Rust.
All right. Chip Morplethorpe, what can I do for you?
Chip, I have a job that when I've run the factorials on it, looks like you would be a good point man for it, and that you have associated operatives who would fit with the team. If you'd like, I can set you up in a meeting with this person.
Oh, well. Tell me, sell it to me, man. What's in it for me?
I don't know the details of the job, but I know that you had your feelers out on thing. It's a smaller company, Alchemax, but that's about all I know about it. I assume it's a standard op. They didn't see anything fancy. You can go check it out, see if the details work for you. If not, we'll move on.
All right. Well, it sounds like it's a low heat standard pay job then.
Yes, certainly nothing anywhere near Wayland Yutani.
That's good, because those guys are really giving me a bad time right now.
Yeah, they came down. Through my network, I'm feeling some of that. People are asking around and about, but this doesn't seem to be anything associated with that. I checked them out.
All right.
No contacts that way.
Yeah, I'm happy to have a meeting and see what we can do about maybe some, shall we call it, workforce augmentation for your contact.
That'd be great. All right, and he will give you a place and a time to meet up.
All right, I will take that information. And is it like near term or is it like
Yeah, they need it. They need it soon, essentially. Essentially, the place they're meeting, clearly on the down low, one of those capsule hotels over in the church part of the local metroplex, close by one of the bioorganic arcologies. But the capsule hotel is clearly just a good cover meeting point that they've got some space set up there to meet in.
And would I be expected to come
contradiction.
alone, or?
It's up to you whether you want to take somebody with you or not. If it's a trap, you'd probably want somebody with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Ringo and suggest that I got a job lined up for us. I think it might be lucrative. Might be something that we can all get behind and get a little benefit from. But I'm not a fighter. Look at me. And this is a pretty rough neighborhood. So I was wondering if maybe you couldn't come along with me just in case any of these creeps get ornery.
All right, I got your back for little guy.
All right, great.
So you two will go over. You have transport, so you can get to the area. This is a not great part of town. There's a lot of street hacking going on here. Essentially, good services and things like that have been hacked from the city. You'll see there's some open exposed electrical grids, and there's probably these flights of rogue drones that are broken away from their handlers that are there sucking down the juice and then heading out. So it's a kind of a gathering spot for what's the equivalent of sort of pigeon drones. Okay.
Well, look at all this unregulated, unauthorized power usage. It makes me sick, Ringo.
Why?
I mean, it ain't right. They're not
Why?
paying for this. They're not even following the proper wiring schematics. Ooh, I hate that so much. I don't even like. Ooh, don't even get me started on these crates that don't have covers on them. Even the ones with the covers, they're not uniform. I don't like it.
You're kind of a picky little guy, aren't you?
Well, I like things to be nice. And you know what they say: a nice city is an orderly city.
All right. I don't say that, but I guess I'm not they.
I guess you're not. You will be one day, though.
I kind of doubt that.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree about that.
So you will roll up to the capsule hotel. It's got the micro sleep drawers, and then it's got some luxury, essentially the sex worker larger rooms here, and that's where you're going to meet up with this guy, and you will arrive, pick up the key from the desk, and go on up, and there is a bioroid, a biosynthetic there, like a replicant, but has clearly been retooled because he's got electronics in him, and some cyber gear. So clearly this is a telepresence bioroid, essentially somebody using them as a remote to deal with you.
All right.
Does he look? You say he's got some obvious cyberware.
Yeah.
Is this guy combat enabled, as far as I can tell?
No, doesn't look like that. Looks more like sensor gear, projections, and that kind of stuff. Looks like a real basic, essentially zombie bioroid. Might have been one that was mismanufactured or got broken. I mean, making them now is kind of illegal in some places, but there's still some of them around, so it might have been just a repurposed one.
Okay.
And the bioroid will say, you must be Mr. Maplethorpe. Maplethorpe? Maplethorpe?
And Chip will stride forth to him really confidently. And I don't think we've described this yet, but when Chip is standing in the face of this, bioengineered monstrosity, it's clear that Chip is maybe 5'1".
Okay.
And real confidently, he just, "Hi, Chip Morplethorpe," and he extends his hand. "Advanced informatics and media messaging."
Yes, I've heard very good things about your product, Mr. Morplethorpe. And this is one of your associates?
Yes. This is my friend.
Excellent.
Howdy.
Ringo, introduce yourself.
No.
Fair enough. Anyway, what can we do for you, my friend?
We at my employers have need of a team to conduct a discrete operation. It is time sensitive and requires some specialized skill sets. So when we spoke to your contact, Mr. Rust, he directed us to you. Shall I break down the job for you?
Certainly. If you're looking for discretion, you've come to the right person.
Good. That is part of our needs. There is a Savage Pharmaceutical production facility just outside of the Vancouver area. It is a basic production facility. They're making autonomous kill vehicles and other things for telepresent military and other things. Variety of products. It's an open frame production complex, which means they redo the floor and the interiors from time to time. In any case, there's a particular Master Forge production machine unit within the facility. We need a team to go in, get to that unit, replace one of the chip boards with one we will provide, and leave. If, in the course of that infiltration and replacement, you are spotted, we would ask that you act against another unit to cover your tracks. That would be our basic request. We need this done in the next 3 days.
Excuse me, sir. So if we have to go after 2 targets, is there going to be additional compensation?
No, those are the terms of the job.
The willingness to be flexible and align on our core objectives, it's basically table stakes, Ringo. You have to forgive my friend. He is not well versed in the business world.
Certainly, I can understand that. And he'll go over some of the other basic details about the location, the general specifics. It's not a high-value production facility, so it shouldn't be that bad. He can't get interior floor plans because of the way that they do that open frame concept. There are a couple of other Master Forge units in there, so if you are spotted, you can hit another one of them, either to sabotage or do something there to cover your tracks. Why don't you go ahead and roll your edge, Chip?
9.
So you kind of talk back and forth on the terms of the contract. You get to pick something from the Get the Job list.
Get the job is where? Oh, there it is. Get the job. Choose one from the below. I am going to say, these are all very tempting.
Aren't they?
I think the most interesting one, though, is the employer is identifiable.
All right. So you will get the details from him on the facility and so on. You kind of run the scan, the facial scan, and you'll start doing some notes. You're kind of getting the voice thing, and on your PDA, you'll get some. It'll run kind of a back trace and so on. And what'll become clear to you as you're looking through this is a person who works for Alchemax, but it looks like there's some shells and cutout, and looks like Alchemax is actually a Skynet company. So you're actually indirectly being employed by Skynet.
Okay. And so then I guess
this guy may or may not be aware of that.
Now that I know this, no, I'm not going to do. I'm gonna keep play cool.
Okay. So we have a deal then?
Oh yeah, we've got a deal, and I assume standard payment framework.
Absolutely. Here is the chip. You will need a tech to install it, obviously.
All right. I think I can arrange for one of those.
Excellent. A pleasure doing business with you. I look forward to hearing your successful completion of the task.
Absolutely. You can count on it.
Yes. Everybody gets to mark experience.
By the way, Lowell, loved how you did the voice. That was kind of fun.
Carl.
It was downplayed enough.
Yes.
That was really cool.
Yes. Two things, Carl. One is I'll tell you about the job in just a second. You probably got most of it in overhearing the conversation.
I have really almost none of it, but I will.
Fair enough. Well, they'll give you the background on it in a sec. You, as I mentioned, you would have four more credits than you started with because of the job last time.
Yes.
Two, at the end of any mission, like we had last time, you get to pick one of your fellow operatives that you learned something about. And because you learned something about them, figured out something about them in the course of this, you'll either increase your links with them by 1 or start a link with them if you don't already have one at value of 1. So who do you think, in the course of last time's operation, you learned something about?
I think I was hanging out with Ringo the most, but also with Reg. So, but I was working very closely with Ringo. I realized something that he kind of has a soft spot for kids. What a dumbass! I mean, really smart guy.
Right.
And so I think that's who I'm going to have my increased link with.
Okay, so raise your link with Ringo by 1.
Okay, got it.
The other thing is, you have Intel for mission under Intel and Gear. You can go ahead and clear that because that goes away.
No!
Oh no! Oh my God!
Use it or lose it.
That's what I figured.
Yep.
Trying to use it.
All right. So now I have to ask all of you, how much do you want to stake on this mission? 1, 2, or 3 credits?
3! Go 3!
Guys, do I gotta remind you, subtlety is of absolute utmost importance here.
So how much are you investing, Daddy Bye-Bye?
I am going to invest. It's 3 is what kind of pushes it, right?
3 will raise the clock on one of the things.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what's going on. I'll stay at 2 then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for 2 as well.
Okay. Ringo, how much do you want to stake on this?
Let's go 2. Yep.
Okay. Rake, how much do you want to stake on this?
I'll stake 2 also.
Okay. And Trace, how much do you want to stake on this?
5! 5! 5!
3 is the most that you can do, correct?
3 is the most you can do, yeah.
What happens at 3? Only good things?
Well, at 3, then, if you succeed on the mission, then you're going to get, 3 credits for having done the mission. So that's pretty awesome.
And what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Well, what will happen is because you're putting that much money and attention into the job, we're going to increase one of the clocks, either the mission clock or the legwork clock, by 1.
Oh, so 2 sounds good to me.
Well, but everybody else did 2. You could do 1.
It's only 1, Scott.
You could do 3. I mean, it's only 1 increase.
I mean, it's not like you asked others to subsidize you in other games.
2 is fine.
Okay, everybody is stake 2. So the basic.
So cross that off our sheets now,
Yep,
right?
cross that off your sheets.
Is there a place to stake stuff or what? Or...
No, I think just under cred you can make a note there. Should be easy enough to track.
Actually, I tried that. You can't do that. You can't make a note.
Ooh, okay. So let me see.
But that's
where,
fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. We'll remember.
that if anything, put it under Intel and Gear. Just write staked 2 cred.
Sure.
Okay. And Ben, you're healed up, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because of minor damage. So. Okay. So the deal is, let me go through and give you the basics of this. You're going to get XP when you make the plan. You're obviously going to make an XP when you make the switch. And there's some other sources of XP on the mission as you go along. But the basics are, you have been employed by a cutout agency of Skynet. You are going into a Savage pharmaceutical facility outside of Vancouver. It is a production facility that does sort of small-scale industrial production. They have several different specialized high-tech printer units that are doing their assembly lines. They've given you a chip to take in and replace on a particular assembly unit 0451, and to replace one of the existing chips with this one. If you are spotted, if your infiltration is not subtle and you're spotted, they want you to target another unit or another part of the building to draw attention away from the switch. And
What was the chip number? What was the machine number?
0451.
Okay.
And they need this done and you've got 3 days to kind of do your prep and get ready for this. Floor plans are a problem because the building has that kind of free-floating plan where they reorg stuff. So, let's start with Trace. Okay. What do you want to do to get ready to get prepared here?
I guess I'll do some research into this place to see what kind of research, what kind of security they have, what's if they've hired a private security company, what are we likely looking at?
All right, why don't you go ahead and roll mind. This is a montage of you going online. You also have some pull with your own contacts with Savage, I believe.
I do have some, yes.
Yes, well, but you're not calling on those yet, so.
No. Let's see, so you said mind?
Yep.
Just straight mind roll, nothing.
Yep.
So 10.
10. That is awesome. Scott, you get to look at the research move, and you're going to get intel that you can use later, so mark that on your sheet. The basic question they asked me was about the kind of security level, and I'm going to let you do the follow-ups, okay?
Okay.
Okay. It looks like they've got standard on-site. Doesn't look like they have a private subcontractor. It's not a heavily secured building. The things there aren't like high security level. So it doesn't look like you're facing really heavy opposition. I mean, they're still going to be armed. There's still going to be guards on site. They're going to still have standard security systems, but nothing that you go, oh wait, holy fuck. What's your follow-up questions?
Let's see. Can I get any kind of hint on why Skynet wants this done to this why they want the switch mate?
The actual things that are being made are autonomous worker drones. Essentially, they're like standard construction drones, but they are being prepped and clean roomed to be sent up to Mars for the terraforming project that's going on there, which is something that's really controversial right now. There's a whole big battle over that because some people started doing terraforming their sort of nations without everybody's permission, and that's rolled forward. There's a whole big thing there. So that's one question. Does that seem like reasonable for you?
Yeah, I guess
That's what at least the thing that you'll see there. What you'll get information about what this thing does.
Okay. Let's see. One more question.
Two more.
Oh, two more questions.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Actually, no. It is. You're right. It is just a follow up on that. I'm going to give you one other detail that you will realize as you're kind of going through there. The one complication you may have is that the sort of the manufacturing units, they're almost like rooms that have these manufacturing facilities in them. They're actually run on an independent computer network that's not connected to the building computer node.
Okay.
Which means that you either need to get on site to hack those if you need to, or you need somebody to produce equipment that can allow you to, and get it there that will allow you to hack in to that place.
Okay.
Okay.
Information.
Who's next? Fabian, what are you doing? What's
Sorry,
Ringo
I was
doing?
muted. I was trying to talk and was muted.
Sure.
Okay. I want to surveil the target and try and assess what kind of complications we might run into, that kind of thing.
Okay. So since it is in Vancouver, it's a distance travel. You're probably doing essentially getting the camera array set up and doing the searches from a distance. That's not a problem because you have tactical senses. You can get all the aerial stuff and all the local cameras and things and run that through. Go ahead and make an edge roll.
Okay. Did that go through? Oh, submit. There you go. 7.
Okay, 8.
Actually.
So you get one question then.
Okay, so looking at this list here, okay. Okay, we'll just start with the top. What potential complications do I need to be aware of this job?
Let me think what the best way to put that is. The building itself can be a maze when you get inside, because they do move around the floor plans and things. So that's a complication. However, there are some central lab floors that are stable. So if you can get to those, you'll probably be able to either figure out how to get to another place, or maybe even if you can hack the terminals there, redo the floor layout.
Mm-hmm.
Does that seem cool?
So we can make him move to our needs.
Yeah, if you can get on site, you might be able to set the floor plans the way you want.
Okay, I will take that information and specifically give it to Rake and Carl. What's your character's name?
Xavier.
Xavier, and just say these are my initial thoughts. Maybe if you go in knowing this, you can plan around it.
All right, Xavier, let's come to you.
Okay, I want to actually do some talking with the group first as trying to figure out a plan.
Sure, absolutely.
Would it be useful, and I'm thinking Rake or Trace, to to go with me into one of these people's customers, which might be lower security, and either inspect some of their product,
I'll be right back.
inspect some of their product on site, and see if that helps us. Possibly, I was just thinking out loud is that we could actually get it. We could say, we could be company inspectors and we're trying to do a recall, and then recall this particular one, and this one goes back to the factory, and you might plant something in it. Is there anything that we can do? Does anything help us with this? I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think of ways because how we can get more information. Let's see, was this is Skynet. There's these companies. I guess we could also
So we get clear on the companies. That Skynet, under the auspices of Alchemex, is who we're taking the job from.
right. And we're going.
And we're
into
moving
Savage
against which corp?
Savage Pharma.
Savage Pharma. That's it.
So maybe we could did some. We could go into like a local Savage Pharma unit that might have some information that has less security because we're not doing actually. I mean, that's what I'm thinking right now. Because if once we go, we're going to be kind of going on the mission instead of the legwork. That's just a thought right now. I'm just trying to think of different things that can help us. Because right now, if I go there, I'm not sure what I'll be looking for. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. What do you guys think? I mean, because we could go in as some kind of lots of different things. Consultancy, a QC, compliance, whatever.
Now, you're not asking Ringo, right?
I am asking the group in general, Trace in particular, and Rake in particular. I'm thinking anybody who has any skills to help to think that that's a good idea and we can help out, then let's.
Well, I blend in about everywhere I go, so it's not a problem for me.
You're my security.
Okay.
Certainly want to.
Well, I think we need to.
Try to arrange like a plant tour. Give yourself a cover, something like that. Is that what you're thinking?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear any of that.
I said certainly if you want to try to arrange to give your, make yourself like a plant tour, pose as someone that would take a tour of the plant or something like that to get into the plant.
Okay, so just to get a layout, just to get some. Okay, so go into the actual plant, but we're just doing legwork. Just go and take a look.
A thought might be if we get to your plant tour kind of thing and we secure that layout place, we can move the target to us. The only problem with doing that is we're going to have to we got to make it obvious that we were going after that one. So we got to do that and then something else.
Okay. Well, okay. Do you guys want to do that? Do you want to get in as some kind of plant tour for whatever, inspection, whatever? Do you want to do that or not?
I think we should find out a little bit more about maybe what we can about what we're going up against. Is this under super high security? Is this just out in the open?
Okay, let's do this.
Is this on the 10th floor? Is this in a basement? Is this in a vault? Is this just on somebody's desk?
Is there some kind of Savage Pharma office building that's around here that might be like an archives unit? It might be basically payroll, something that's low security but has some records about a particular this plant that we might be able to find number of personnel, the pay grade, something that we could find that we can infer other information from.
Sure. So it seems to me like what you're talking about doing sort of a secondary operation to hit something up.
Well, I'm going to be doing. I was thinking of kind of either doing an infiltration that is basically one role. They're going to come in, we're going to try and look over some records, we're going to get some records, and then we're going to walk out. And so it'd be just one role type thing, something very light.
Okay.
That's what I'm.
Sure. So essentially, you want to do a little coordinated operation to get in and check stuff out where you're at. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, and I'm thinking of using with my mother duck. I could come in with, with Rake or with Trace, and then probably Trace, and he could come in and do and maybe look into the records or something like that. Or I'm gonna okay. I want to walk in to. Well, no, I could do. I guess I could do it with going after a contact. Okay. I know. I've met through. Well, Trace, tell me if this is a problem or not. But I've met through Trace, a Savage Pharma employee, and I want to talk to him as a contact and talk to him about getting some information on there, some basic information about this plan.
All right. What's the name of the Savage Pharma employee?
That'd be just so easy. Let's go with
Carl Lutman.
fine. Carl Lutman. Sure, why not?
All right.
No.
I was going to say Talia. That's a pretty name.
What division does Carl Lutman work in?
He works in. Let's go with payroll.
Okay. So he works generally in payroll.
And probably low level payroll.
Okay. And you want to get info from him, right? You want to get some stuff from him.
Basic information.
Basic information. All right. Well, that does come down to, I think either this is probably going to be. I'm
thinking hit the street is what I was thinking.
Yeah. But what is it particularly you want?
I want to get like I'd like to get some information like I'm looking for any kind of information he has, and something what it would be would like a payroll list of how much people are getting paid, maybe their names, and how many employees. So I would know a number. I would know approximately
let's
how
have
well
your
they
roll
are.
style.
Okay. Let's see what I'm doing here. There we go. Style. So it's okay. Oh, 12. Woo-hoo.
12. So here is what you're going to get, Carl. Essentially, he's going to give you 2 intel.
Okay.
Okay. Because he'll, you go to talk to him, you pay him some money, you do some off the book stuff. He gives you some employee records, gives you some employee codes, that kind of thing. Stuff that you can use on site to help spoof things, some basic ident stuff, all of that. Does that seem cool?
Yes, that's exactly what the type
Okay.
of thing I was looking for.
Perfect. Who's next?
Okay.
Matt? Can we ask other players to do stuff?
You can certainly ask, and then they can carry it out.
Because I would want to see if Rake can tell us anything about the device we have been asked to infiltrate into their environment.
So you want to analyze the chip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, do we have the chip?
Yeah, they've been given the chip to put in to replace.
The chip was given a chip. It's kind of funny when you think about it.
Hilarious.
You can't please everybody.
So he'll hand it off to you. You want to spend some time examining it, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll mind for me?
Okay.
Cyberdyne Model 103.
So Rake takes this chip, looks at it, puts in finds one of his contraptions that looks mysterious to a lot of other people. Buttons get hit, lights start glowing, and he rolls his roll.
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
Nice. I was kind of hoping you'd screw that up. So
Crack.
Oh, and one thing, I think this would be a really interesting opportunity to to introduce something interesting, because my one of my directives is revealing something about Skynet's agenda. And
I am fully
So-
aware of that. Yep, you're going to get to mark experience for this, okay?
Yep.
So you'll take a look at it, and you get intel, so you can mark intel on your sheet. It looks like what this is this chip is going to do, it's very, very well concealed. It is going to hardwire some subroutines into these construction bots. And essentially what it's going to do is at a certain point, actually a atmospheric trigger. So you guess when they're on Mars. I'm getting some feedback from somebody that it will, when you get a certain number of these bots together, it will kind of turn them into a swarm. Essentially, that will activate a larger program, and it will send back to another relay for additional instructions. So the chip is going to change the manufacturing such that these can become essentially zombie drones in the future.
for Skynet.
For Skynet, yep. And if you look at the research move, there are some additional questions you can ask as follow-up.
So Rake has on these like sort of magnifying glasses, and he's got a couple of terminals in his hand, and he draws a breath back when he discovers something, and he goes, "Oh my God!" And I tell the team what I find. So you said there's two questions. Where?
If you look at the research move,
Research move. Okay.
under 10 plus, you get a follow-up question.
Ah. Okay. Use research and investigate secure system. Okay. Let's see. So I'm gonna. So I basically, I'm gonna see how what's the writing signal that Skynet is using through this chip, that it would send additional instructions on the carrier signal.
So yeah, you can get the frequency. The signal's not active now, but you can get the essentially what it is. You guess it's going to be a station on Mars. Probably won't be a terrestrial one, but you can certainly get that code frequency there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Who's next? You guys have been rolling like madmen.
My luck's going out in a second,
I
though.
guess then,
They were innocents.
now that we know this, and Rake, I know you don't trust Skynet any more than I do. Do you, Rake?
I do not.
That's good. That's good. So I think we have some options, or maybe some opportunities have unfolded before us. Bear with me for a minute. I'm going to invoke the IGM FU clause in the contract we have with Alchemex. Yeah, I'm going to declare a contact
Okay.
at Savage Pharmaceuticals.
Except that you've already declared a contact this session.
Did I?
Yes. That's Krupski.
Ah, crap.
Yep.
You get to declare one contact per
One
session?
contact for free per session. Yep.
I see. Interesting.
Oh, for free.
Meaning that you could do something for not free.
Yeah, I can spend, what is it, 2? 2 cred will get me... It gets me, 1 cred will get you use information from a contact. That sounds like the contact already exists.
Depends on what you want to do. What are you trying to get?
I want to talk to someone at Savage Pharmaceuticals. It has to be very discreet over an encrypted channel behind 7 proxies and all that. And I want to find out how much it would be worth for them to understand details about an advanced persistent threat that has already infiltrated their systems.
All right. Let's have you roll fast talk. Essentially,
All right.
this can be his style to kind of get into a contact there.
8.
8. So you will go and you will talk to somebody there. A lot of cutouts, a lot of that kind of thing. Hold on a second. Just making that adjustment there. And oh yeah, they're very interested in speaking. What they would want more details, obviously, but depending on the level of the potential threat and the details of that, they'd be willing to pay upwards of 6 or 7 credits.
That sounds reasonable. That sounds like something we could do. Now, of course, I can only describe the magnitude to you right now. If I were to give you the details, that might help you identify a threat vector, and of course, that's my job.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say it's something you've not seen before that will have potentially catastrophic operational impacts.
But then I don't know what else we can say. We've made a fair offer to you on the table. We haven't tried to trace you back, so you can consider if you wish to sell us the information or we pursue other avenues.
You have to understand. You're a smart guy. I can see that. But if I tell you anything about it, well, then you know something about it. And if you know something about it, maybe you don't need me.
That is certainly how this works, sir.
Tell me what attribute that we can reasonably agree on would you need to see?
I don't have even a sense of the shape of the material that you're speaking of, so I can't intelligibly comment on that. The only reason I'm continuing on with this conversation is you've had people vouch for you on this, but you're trying my patience.
I am trying your patience. I am informing you of an advanced threat resident on your systems that can have a profound impact on operational capabilities. And, of course, I can divulge to you complete details at the time of payment.
If you pass the information on and it proves to be verifiable, then we will deposit 6 credits in your account as soon as we make that verification.
See, I trust you to a reasonable extent, that sounds completely reasonable to me.
All right, then.
Outstanding. And so now I have, I believe, because I hate Skynet, right? I have made this to a mission that furthers my vision.
All right, that seems reasonable.
I'm going to roll edge. And that is an 11.
Okay.
So that gives me... I gain 3 hold. And I can use this hold for +1 or -2 forward to any move.
Okay. That seems good. Do you go back to the group and what do you are you guys going to sell out Skynet or strike at Savage Pharmaceutical?
I mean, I think if we play our cards right, we get paid by both.
So you're saying you're wanting to sell out to this other company and renege on the job that we said we'd do, right? Is that what we're saying?
Well, what you're asking, Ringo, it's a question of philosophy. Is it really even ethically meaningful to renege on a deal with a robot, which is what these Skynet people really are? And do you want to free robots on the surface of Mars? The future of humanity is a human boot on a human throat. No robots.
Seems to me when we say we're going to do something, we should do it. Otherwise, we're not going to get jobs in the future. Now, you're talking about all this slick talk that we're going to get money from the left hand and money from the right hand and nobody's going to find out. But that ain't never going to happen. It's always, the truth will always come out. You do know that, right?
Yeah, but...
So, I think that there is no selling out. I mean, if we said we're going to do it, we should stick to our word.
Right. There is no selling out. There's only buying in, and Savage will pay us more.
Savage will pay us more to do what? Exactly.
Here's the thing. They're paying us to put the threat on their systems. This is genius.
I think if you're going to do that, I'm getting paid to do a job. I'm going to do that job. Whatever fancy slick dancing you want to do after that, it's your own business.
That works too. You can tell yourself that.
What do you mean by that?
You're just going to do the job. You're going to do the job that Alchemex is paying you to do. I don't need you to do anything else at all. You can even forget we've had this conversation.
I really wish I could. I walk out.
So Matt, as you see, you slip into Paul Heyman. So your intent is to have the group carry through with the mission, and then consider selling the stuff to Savage. Is that my understanding?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to implant an advanced persistent threat on Savage's systems, and then get paid by Savage for disclosing the details of the threat to them.
That seems perfect. It doesn't require you really doing a fast talk on Ringo, since you are carrying through with the mission. Okay. What about the rest of you? Anybody doing any more legwork? Any other prep or anything? Or are you guys good?
So, from my understanding, this place is, from what I got out of mind, this place is like a factory. It doesn't have external security. It's all internal security, and the main difficulty is that the layout of the plant changes fairly regularly because of the way they do their manufacturing.
let me correct you on a couple of those points. A lot of what you said is correct. It does have. I mean, the facility itself does have, cameras and security and that for breaking in. So there's one level of security to break into the plant, and that's stuff that you could conceivably hack from the outside. Inside, they have these essentially mobile manufacturing units, and each of those are on their own system, so they have their own security there. So there's two different levels of security you're going to have to deal with.
Right, and basically, I would have to be on site to manipulate those, and that would
you would
help us.
Yeah, you'd either need to be on site or you'd need to have somebody put a remote thing on to the thing you need and do that correctly to be able to hack that.
Gotcha. All right.
Lowell, is there any public information on this particular site? The product that they make?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get that. Well, they make the drones. They make some other standard consumer operational things. It has enough security. It probably has some minor military contracts, but nothing that's particularly high end.
I'd like to secure some kind of getaway vehicle for this rather than relying upon the very cramped van.
Sure, absolutely. So that seems like essentially you're going to go and try and get that. I think
What's the terrain like around the plant? Is there water? Is it a forest? Is it mountainous? Is it?
No, it's industrial. There's other buildings and things around there, other factories and such. Are
they all owned by Savage Pharma, or are they owned by a variety of different companies?
They're probably mostly Savage Pharma around there. There may be one or two others.
Can I get a Savage Pharma fan or?
Ooh. Let's have you roll style.
No, before you do
Yeah.
that, I mean,
Listening.
is our plan to get in there as what? I mean, we're going to infiltrate in there undercover by doing. Are we going to be, are we going to be a Savage Farmer from, headquarters coming to look at this? Are we an outside agency? Are we like a government agency coming in trying to see if their chemicals are in compliance?
You're the face guy, so.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, as a group, what works with our thing. I mean, I've got some intel, I've got some stuff that we can figure out, and it's relatively variable, but what works the best? I mean, do we want to come in, we want to be inspecting these machines, for instance, do we want to come in, look at something different, and then, have a distraction over there, and then kind of be forced over, to where we really want to go? Because if we go in and start looking at something, then later on people might figure this out. Yeah. So I'm just trying to.
So the parameters right now, Carl, is you need at least, since you're the infiltrator yourself, you probably you definitely need your tech, so you definitely need Rake on site, and you probably need Trace on site, unless some situation changes with that. So at least those three have to be going in.
And having Ringo on site would always be nice in case things go south.
Right.
Now, how far? Let's say if Ringo was on the outside, not in the plant. I mean, it's not even reasonable that he would get there in a reasonable amount of time.
Because he's a killer. Yeah, he could put himself, essentially get himself in an adjoining area so that he could come in. If, assuming that somebody hacks the security once they're inside to give him cover.
So I would say that you try to get us, Rake and I, in as techs, but since these manufacturing things can't be don't access the outside world, we're basically there to install some security updates, and basically make sure the machines are up to.
Okay, so we're Savage Pharma employees, is what we're trying. That's where we're going to. That's fine. Or contracted by them or something like that.
Yes, that seems like a reasonable plan to me. That would give us cover for why we're accessing these machines and allow us to move around and check out each one, because we don't know which one the thing that we're looking in is in, correct?
0451, unit 0451.
Okay.
What does
And-
it exactly mean? What is a unit? What is it?
It's
building?
a
3D printer.
it's essentially a mobile room in the factory. It's probably 10 meters by 8 meters by maybe 15 meters, and these units move around and connect up, and they change them around, and they modularly put them together to do manufacturing things. It's an open plan factory essentially.
I see.
So imagine like big rooms that are rolling around.
I see. Interesting. And there are lots of these apparently. Right?
Yep.
So
Okay, well we can go now if that's what you want to do. I'm just okay. So our story is we're updating security. Updating security on the units that we're going in. Okay.
Well, I what I would like to do is get some kind of vehicle parked there on the lot ahead of time for us to use upon our exit.
Okay.
So if you're coming in as Savage Pharma employees, then the exit vehicle would be, I don't know, like one of the vending machine fillers or something like that. Some completely unaligned with what you're going in as. Do you see what I'm saying? That way, when it's time to leave, when it hits the fan, we shuffle you guys in the van and we leave.
Okay.
So right now, we've got his van, which we can't all crawl into. And his van is probably, fairly identifiable, or at least leads back to us. We need something else, is my suggestion.
Well, if it doesn't have the drone in it, then it's more acceptable. But still, you're right. It does lead back to us. Yes. What I mean with our creds, does that that we staked? Does that give us some basic vehicles or something like that? Or
Nope.
What?
If you want to get something like that, you can have a car, but it's not a car that you could get on the lot.
Pharma.
Yeah, or anything like that.
Okay.
So I guess I would like to roll.
Hit the
Either
street.
fast stock or hit the street. Okay. To gather such a vehicle.
Okay.
May I do that now?
Sure. And it's let's look. I'm assuming the base cred to get a car. It's more complex gear, so it's going to be base cost of 2 cred to do that.
Oh, okay. So I'm staking 2 of my own cred for the.
You're not staking. This is you're spending 2 of your cred.
Okay. Well, this is okay.
Cuts into your profits, but you can do it.
Well, okay. You want to get You're going to get a basic car that we let's see.
If you want just a basic car in the area,
no.
Then that's nothing. If you want a car on site with digital tags that are covered that won't be ID'd as something else that'll fit in for Savage Pharma, that's going to cost you.
And we'll have this car later on that we could change over is after this mission, does it basically become a basic car?
Yeah, because it essentially falls back into the category of you have a basic car.
What do you think, guys? Do we need a wagon like that?
Ben has his van. I have a motorcycle. Morpplethorpe has a chopper.
We
You're like
if it
fucking
goes-
Mask.
Can the chopper land on the roof?
Yes. Legally, no.
No, that's fine. But if
Yeah,
if everything goes okay,
Now, when we're
Draw
describing the
some attention.
helicopter, I check with the referee. Since it's designed as like a sleek commercial helicopter,
Mm-hmm.
I imagine this is like a sports car. This is not like a, get in the chopper, get in the chopper.
Oh yeah, this is
kind
not a
of-
military car. This is
Yeah,
hey, we're flying Opa, to the alpacas for the weekend kind of thing.
Like,
is
how
it
many
two-
people would this fit? Is this like a 2-seater? Is this a 6-seater?
Let's say 4.
I'm imagining Airwolf. I don't know about the rest.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
I'm imagining something that's like
you're
a luxury
right.
car.
Scott, that's way too much. Blue Thunder is what we're doing.
Yeah.
My intent would be,
Okay,
this would
well-
be like what a regular corporate guy would ride to work.
Yep, it's a little corporate helicopter.
Okay, so 4 does not mean 5, and so we have a slight problem there.
Right.
Well, Ben still has his van.
Yeah, but that's not going to be on site. Okay, so if the chopper works, Ringo, do you want to be on site or off site? If you're on site, you're going to be basically, hired muscle. I mean, does it make it? Would normally we have a bodyguard with us at all? I mean, you just traveling around and say, yeah, he's for protection.
I don't know.
You know,
You're
go
a pretty
sit-
good talker. You could probably talk them into it.
Okay, but I mean, is that normal?
It's a little odd, so it'd probably be a test on it.
Okay, could we, if it's odd, could we get him on site and he hangs out in the lounge because we only care about him going off site? That would be relatively normal.
You're still bringing a bodyguard into a manufacturing facility, so I mean, it's all part of the bluffing your way in, which is what you're good
Okay.
at.
Well, right, but if we don't need to bring him in, we only have 4 on.
I think if you're bringing me in, and if I'm supposedly your bodyguard, doesn't make much. I'm already in at that point. I might as well just hang out with you guys and make sure that nothing happens.
Saying is that if things go crappy, we have the helicopter goes on the roof. We go to the roof instead of out the doors, which is unexpected. We have 4. We get out. We're gone. We
Well,
have 5.
here's the thing: is let me say this: it's a 4 comfortable. You guys could pack in 5.
Okay, so
Matt, Chip, what's your right now? I don't have you. What do you want to do in this mission?
Well, I might.
God, why do I ask that?
I offer a broad array of services. I certainly could be the exfil point and provide communications coverage and countermeasures. That's certainly something that's on the service catalog.
so kind
However,
of like, go ahead. Sorry.
I am also quite talented at social engineering Tiger Team exercises. If you can get me in, and I can latch on, I could also be an inside man for you.
Well, it's fine with me, but nobody's running the helicopter now.
You don't know how to drive?
Well, the helicopter's not on the roof. It's got to get there somehow.
All right.
Helicopter's not necessarily necessary. I'm just saying, do we have an extraction plan? I mean,
Well-
extraction can be shooting.
Everybody and killing everybody to get out, which isn't the greatest, but that is.
Why
Well,
don't? Why
We're
don't
going to have
we-
to agree to disagree about that.
Yes, I choose to disagree. What about having the chopper shipped there and on their loading dock?
Why would they do that? That would seem odd.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's.
We're gonna need someone to fly the chopper in to extract us. So someone's got to do that.
Yeah, and I would assume choppers. Well, first of all,
I got
Yes,
it. I got it.
any
Don't
of you
worry.
can fly a chopper. Some of you would
Oh.
probably be better at it than others, but yeah, you can all fly a chopper.
okay.
You guys are awesome.
We are.
Chip, if it's your choice, if you want to do that or you want to, we can
You know what?
always use the extra.
I
help.
can see where you want to go with this, and I'll make you a deal. You want exfiltration services, which is great, and we can certainly do that, meeting all of your service level expectations. However, I've got a friend that needs a favor. So, if you take care of that for me, I've got your back on this. It's a small thing, just a little
Are we
indulgence.
getting paid for contributing to the mission?
Look,
Should I charge for every hack that I do?
I am maximizing value on this thing.
Yeah.
And also,
Okay, well, yes or no? Are you in or out?
I'm in,
Are you
I'm in.
You're in the ground. Okay, so you're on the ground with us. Okay,
absolutely.
so fine. So if
So
we
we
get
have no
blown,
escape plan then.
no, we do. We blow
No.
the shit out of everybody who gets in our way. You know, if it goes south, if it goes badly, then it's not great security, and so, or at least that's what we understand, and so we're going to blow the shit out of everybody who gets out of the way, which will most likely be not very many people. So that's fine.
Look, if you want the chopper, you got the chopper. Like I said, a little indulgence wouldn't hurt, though.
So, okay, so we're breaking in, or we're going to walk up, and we're going to be okay. I think we're
So you're
ready.
flying in to the corporate helipad or the helicopter pad that's on top of the building. You're making preparations.
Well, we can do that.
I
Yeah,
thought
go
that's what we were saying. I thought you put.
No,
in...
I wasn't thinking of that. That's not a bad idea.
Sorry.
I was thinking he was going to be around, but that's actually that actually solves our problem. It'll be on top of there. We can go there and get out.
We're gonna walk there.
Or we could steal one of their trucks. Lots of options here.
Well,
Sorry,
it'd be kind
not
of silly
trucks,
for us to be
wagons.
cramped getting in there and do. Oh God. Okay. Okay.
It's not that complicated. We fly in. You do your
Okay.
you do your fast talking.
Okay. Trace,
Carl.
Rick.
Carl,
Yes.
if one of the easy things we can do here is if you spend an intel, then we'll say that you've made the arrangements. That takes care of making arrangements for you guys being a visiting team, and
Okay.
then you can fly the chopper in.
Okay.
Does that seem
Okay.
good?
I will spin that intel.
Okay. So you guys are loaded up, got your equipment. Is anybody else doing anything legwork phase or prep phase I should know about, or should I move on? Hearing nothing, I'm going to move on. So you guys will load up in the chopper. Chip, are you flying? You piloting?
Yeah, I will be flying. I'm not gonna let these guys fly my baby unless I absolutely have to.
What's the model of this helicopter?
We'll say this is a good fake car name.
SUX.
I feel like DC should have something that's failing me now.
Uh,
Then this will.
Hibachi.
This will be like a we're just gonna go with the typical cyberpunk thing and mash Western and Eastern together.
Okay.
It's a Mercedes Kia.
Okay. Mercedes, Kia, SX1000.
Hibachi.
So you're flying your Mercedes Kia SX1000. You've made arrangements. You're going in late in the day because that's the best time when they're kind of at their generally, doing your studies on guard ratings and stuff like that. That sort of dinner time hour is a good time to hit them. Heading into Vancouver, and you guys are there. You've taken a couple of days, so you're on your day 3 to get this done. And you guys are flying in, and Matt, you've checked out the area from cameras and satellites, so you know your flight plan, all that stuff. You're flying in, and you will see flashing red lights all over. And you can see that there are police vehicles all around that building, and it looks like they formed a cordon, and they've actually got like high intensity searchlights aimed at the building, And as you do a flyover, you will see that there are actually a couple of bodies outside one of the doors there, and it looks like there's some kind of hostage siege situation going on at the plant right now. Everybody mark XP.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to take up next time.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
right.
That is where we will take up. Oh, actually, mark a second XP because you got an XP for figuring out the plan. So everybody should mark another XP as well.
Motherfucker. 9.
9. Eh, boy.
So what do you need 10, right?
You need 10.
Yeah.
And can I spend that?
Right away? Yes, if you got 10, you can take an advance, Scott.
Oh, what would that give me?
So,
I
if you look on the playbook, you get there. You could raise a stat. You could get a new move. There are all kinds of great things that you can do with that. Being at 10 points is the best.
well,
No.
if I was 1 point short, it really
Yeah.
sucked.
Having drives that only come into play during the mission but encourage you to fuck over the other players, that's the best.
That is the best. I will admit that. I hope that was
Computer
okay.
Is your friend.
I hope that was okay, guys.
No,
That was
Lowell, I
great.
mean, I see that we're kind of fumbling and stuff like that and kind of doing it, but I like this the way it's working, and I think we're so used to. I mean, I like the way the Intel and Gear works that it's something you can use later.
Yeah, it's a nice way to handle that so you don't get too bogged down. I mean, there's still you want to do that planning so you kind of get the shape of it, but
Yeah.
you can leave a lot to that. Carl, also I want to thank you again for the gift certificates. That was very nice of you. I'm very
It's
appreciative.
because I am super extra nice and everything like that.
And I should have given you an extra experience point. Is that what I should have done?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Those are always good suggestions. Okay, Lowell. Let me see. Maybe I should talk to you about my intimate that I'm thinking of later because it's definitely weird on the rules, and you may not like it, but we'll think about it.
Okay. Yeah, you just send me the details. Anything else from anybody?
Plus, remember, even when you do the legwork, shit like this happens, and well, the whole plan just
As Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face.
Yep. Well, you guys once again have the mission clock and the legwork clock pristine, which is
Yes.
not what happens in my experience. We got fucked on that when I played. I will point out that Skynet did get alerted by that contact, Matt.
Oh.
Well, of course.
So that's why it's now
I
at,
didn't figure I'd be able to pull double pay out of this. But,
Yeah. So that's why it's at 2200. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. And
we're gonna get visited by the T-1000.
yes. Dun 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 dun.